how you end up going to Blunt, you know what I'm saying?
Well, at St. Paul's, you know, it was a different experience for me. Me being probably me and one other person being the only black people in the class. That was a different experience. Just that whole culture, St. Paul's culture was different. St. Paul like a bubble, man. It's a community, and I was an outsider, so I wasn't as accepted, I would say, as everybody else. And I was getting suspended for some stupid stuff. I was young too, and my parents ain't like that idea of me being, you know, kind of pinpointed on a lot of stuff. So after my second, I think I got suspended a second time at St. Paul for some kind of uniform violation, and my folks were like, nah, we gonna look somewhere else. And Ben Harry, we were talking about that earlier, Ben Harry was my great uncle. He was the head coach, legendary coach at Blunt. My mama went to Blunt. I got a lot of ties at Blunt. All my partners were going to Blunt, so I told her to go to Blunt.
With that transition, you know what I'm saying, what the biggest difference between the private school and public school?
Just the culture, you know, the people. The schoolwork was a lot different. I went from St. Paul where you walking around with 6 books in your book bag, about 20 pounds, to going to Blunt. You don't even need a book. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just that whole dynamic. I went from being one of the only black people in class to 95% everybody black in my classroom. So that was I wouldn't say it was a hard transition just because of where I grew up and the people that I was around, but it was definitely different.
You know what I'm saying? So in high school, you know what I'm saying, when you just knew you know what I'm saying, gonna be a dog?
I already knew for real, like even at St. Paul, like I already knew what I wanted to do. So I was one of the guys who always wanted to be the best, so I was willing to do whatever it took to be that. So whether it's extra workouts, like I say, me running around the house, acting like I'm Earl Campbell or Barry Sanders or something, and then confidence. Like I told you, my cousins, they really instilled in me early that confidence of always knowing that I was the best. So my confidence was out the roof. So I came in knowing, I think they had Ken. Ken had went to Blunt too, that night, my freshman year, and Ken was a legend, park ball. So I already knew that going into the situation, so my whole mindset was, I'm finna come over here and take Ken. You know, everybody talking about how good Ken is. They don't really know about they don't know about me coming from St. Paul. So my whole mindset from the jump, well, I'm coming ready to take some.
So you know what I'm saying, with Ken with that, you know what I'm saying, he ended up leaving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After that, he took on the lead role, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was your biggest year?
My biggest year is probably my junior year. I think I had about 900 to 1,000 yards, somewhere in between now.
Ken was still out there, one? Yeah.
No, he had just left. Yeah.
And then what you end up your senior year?
I think I ended up about 600 yards my senior year. That's when I started playing more defense. Started playing a lot of both ways that senior year.
So was it your option or?
I've been telling Coach Lee, remember Lockett. I've been telling Lockett. I played linebacker. I was a linebacker. He was like, nah, you the running back. Like, we don't need you to play linebacker. But we had Johnny Quinn. We had P. Cola. We had so many linebackers to the point to where he wasn't trying to hit it. But he gave me an opportunity during practice one day. I think we were doing crossover, letting the offensive guy play defense. And he really seen what I can do there. And I think Johnny had got hurt that same week. And he threw me in the game in the flow. And I balled out. And then he started playing me more and more after that. And then I picked up my first offer. I probably played about three defensive games at linebacker. And Ole Miss had offered me after that season as a linebacker. So when Coach Harry had left and went to Mount Point, Coach Sid had came in, and I already had that offer as a linebacker. So his mindset was more, we need to get you some more film in linebacker. So that's where that transition started to begin.
All right, you know what I'm saying? So your senior season, how many what the stat was on that defense?
I think I had about 40 tackles, 600 yards. I don't think I had no pick. I had a fumble recovery, about 3 or 4 sacks, something like that.
All right, so what offers you had?
I had Ole Miss, that was their first offer. Middle Tennessee. I had Alabama A&M, Northern Illinois, South Alabama.
All right, so at this time, South ain't have a football team.
Nope.
So what made you pick South Alabama?
Damian Craig. Damian Craig, he was a Blunt legend.
Yeah.
He was the receiver coach at South Alabama. Shout out to Damian Craig. He did a hell of a job recruiting. He sold that whole aspect of me being a part of history, making my own history, being a part of the first Division I program at South Alabama. He sold all the games and stuff that we had. They already had scheduled as far as Tennessee, Kent State, Navy, all the teams that we was gonna be facing in the upcoming years. So I just wanted to be a part of history, be a part of something new. Just try to start something and set my own path.
All right. That's what I'm saying. Who the coach? Who the y'all coach over there?
At Blunt?
No.
South?
Yeah.
Coach Jones, Joey Jones, head coach.
All right. So what's the biggest transition from high school to college?
Always having somewhere to be, like getting acclimated to their schedule. You know, coming from high school, like I say, I stayed with my mama and my daddy. So my mama or my dad were waking me up every morning to go to school and stuff and get me ready. You know, they was the one that waking me up to go to school. In college, you ain't got that. You gotta wake yourself up. You gotta be responsible for where you're supposed to be at. And I struggled with that initially. I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to that structure and always having meetings and somewhere to be. So that probably was the biggest transition initially for me.
All right, so what's your take on the, you know what I'm saying, the college plug and the deal now?
I think that's long overdue, man. With all the money that football generate for these schools, we deserve something. You know what I mean? So I think it's long overdue. The name, image, and likeness, I think that's a big deal right now, and it's well deserved. Like all the work that go into it. When you in college, it's like you working full-time job. Like you prepping yourself to be a professional athlete. Like I said, there's always somewhere you got to be. So all the hours and the hard work and dedication it take to be successful at that, I feel like it's only right that you pay the kids.
And you also got a grown man pushing that on girl.
What you say? But like I had my daddy, so that wasn't nothing for me. Cause nobody put more fear in me than my daddy, so I'm used to grown men. You know, that wasn't nothing for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what your first big game was, and what was?
My first big game, I played a lot every year, but probably my freshman year, I think I led the team in one game. I don't know who we were playing. I probably had about 7 tackles or something. But I led the team in tackling that game, coming out the bench. That probably was my best year to that date, on my best game to that date, as far as just coming out the bench, leading the team in tackle. That's when I knew that, okay, even though I'm coming out the bench, I may not be a starter. Every time I get in the game, I'm gonna make my presence known. Like, they gonna know who I'm in, they gonna feel me, they gonna call my name, or they gonna know I'm there. So my freshman year, I think I had, like I said, 7 tackles. I don't know who it was against. It was so long ago. But that was my biggest game to that point. My sophomore year, I had a lot of big games, man. I had a lot of big games, that's all. Probably my biggest game in my career was my senior year. I had 17 tackles against Navy. We had went to Navy and played them at their home stadium. And they ran that wishbone offense and ran the ball 50 times. I think I had 17 tackles.
Y'all lost that whole though.
Lost. Yeah. Them boys weren't playing. That triple option wasn't nothing to play with.
Alright. Now who the first nigga dropped that bucket on
you? College or high school? College. Kent State, boy. Kent State had a nigga, boy, like Jerome Betty, about 250, 260. I came in there, I don't know, it may have been like a dive or something, or belly play or something. I came free, gap wide open. Hit him in the backfield. He ran me over, he put that bow on me, dropped that bucket on me, and kept trucking, man. I looked up, that nigga still moving. That the first time I got ran over in college. My dad is still talking about me to this day from that play right there. He would listen to it on the radio. On the radio, bro. They say that shit on the radio.
You know what I'm saying? That year, y'all played, you played against Dish Press right though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I finished with, at that point, that was my career high. No, that was my junior year. Yeah. We played against Dak Prescott. But, I had 14 tackles against Mississippi State. That was my best game to that date. I had 14 tackles, about 2-3 tackles for loss. I was flying all over the place. But that was one of the games. Remember when I was telling you, Coach Craig had sold me to like one of the teams that we're gonna be playing in the future. Mississippi State, Tennessee, Navy, NC State, all them were games that I had marked off like I'm finna eat. Like
they was on TV too, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
You good?
No, I got to think that quiz. It was good. It was a good ass quiz. Hold on. It was something we just said before that. I'm gonna go on. I'll probably come back to it. You said, cause I was getting watched the whole time. I was like, you went through it with them with the losing season and there.
Yeah, them. We started off 17-0, I think, 12-0, 17-0 the first 2 years, and then we had 2 back-to-back losing seasons. We went, I think we won like 2 or 3 games that following year, and then maybe 4 or 5 games, and then we finished my senior year. We won 6 games. We were bowl eligible, but they ain't pick us for the bowl. So.
All right. So to this day, you still got the tackling record?
Yeah, lean tackler. Yeah, lean tackler in South Alabama history.
What
about 350, somewhere over now, 350.
You think somebody gonna break it?
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I had 5 years though, so I don't know, with all this COVID stuff, they getting these kids these extra years, but I don't see nobody on pace right now to do it.
You know what I'm saying?